October 15th, 2025. While Kenya mourned, President Ruto quietly signed 8 new laws. By the time we heard about it, everything had changed. First, the privatization law of 2025. This law allows the government to sell off state corporations, some worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And who approves these massive sales? Just one person, the Treasury Cabinet Secretary. Parliament is completely cut out of the process, with no say and no oversight. Take the Kenya Pipeline Company, a national asset valued at $775 million. It could now be sold off without a single debate in Parliament. It makes you wonder, what could possibly go wrong when so much power is placed in the hands of one person? Next up, the Virtual Asset Providers Bill. This one targets the booming world of cryptocurrency. Did you know over 4.5 million Kenyans own some form of crypto? This new law creates regulation for international crypto platforms to operate here. They will now need a physical office in Kenya, at least 3 Kenyan directors, multiple licenses, and a local bank account. The big question is, how will major players like Binance and Coinbase adopt? Or will they just pack up and leave? If they do, your crypto options could reduce overnight, and the digital assets you hold might become much harder to access and trade. Now for law number 3, the Computer Misuse Amendment. Honestly, this might be the scariest one of all. It gives the government the power to delete your online content before it even has a chance to go viral. The official targets are things like terrorism, child abuse, and cybercrime. But it also includes a very vague category: extreme religious practices. On the surface, it sounds reasonable, but who gets to decide what is extreme? What if a sermon is critical of the government? Is that extreme? This creates a climate of fear. It forces content creators and ordinary citizens to think twice before posting anything that might be seen as critical. Self-censorship becomes the new norm. Then we have the Land Commission Amendment. This law is a ticking clock for anyone with historical land grievances. If your grandmother's land was stolen decades ago, you now have until October 2030 to file a claim. After that date, the door to justice closes forever. This is a huge problem. Many of the colonial-era records needed to prove these claims are missing or were destroyed. On top of that, many Kenyans in rural areas, where these historical injustices are most common, don't have access to this information. They don't even know this deadline exists. We're being given just 5 years to try and fix over 70 years of injustice. For many, it's an impossible task, and there are 4 more laws that were passed. One is about land sales transparency. It says all land transactions must be made public, which sounds good. But there's a loophole. The law includes exceptions, meaning some sales can still happen in secret. Another law increases flight fees by 25%. An international flight will now have a $50 fee, up from 40. And domestic flights will go from 500 to 600 shillings. There are a couple of positive developments, though. One law finally provides mental health support for our police officers, which is a very welcome and long overdue change. Another new law ensures that people injured by marine wildlife, like sharks or dolphins, can now receive compensation. But when you look at the big picture, it's those first few laws that truly shift the ground beneath our feet. So why was all of this done on October 15th, a day of national mourning? The timing seems strategic. While the nation was grieving and distracted, these significant laws were signed and put into effect. By the time Kenyans started paying attention again, it was too late to stop them. The pattern is clear and concerning: a consistent shift of power away from the citizens and into the hands of the government, with less accountability and less oversight. So, what can we do now? It's easy to feel powerless, but we're not. First, get informed. Don't just take my word for it. Read the actual laws for yourself. Knowledge is power. Second, stay engaged. Keep a close eye on what the government is doing. Follow independent news and civil society groups. Third, use your power. Contact your member of parliament. Join or organize peaceful protests. And most importantly, vote in every election. Fourth, build community. Talk to your friends, family, and neighbors. There is strength in numbers, and you're much stronger together. And finally, document everything. If you see something wrong, record it. Evidence is crucial for holding power to account. Remember, Kenyans have successfully pushed back against unfair laws before. Public pressure works. We can do it again. The laws are signed, but the fight for the future of our country is far from over. The real question is, what kind of Kenya do we want to live in? A one where power is concentrated and citizens are silent? Or one where our voices matter and our leaders are accountable? The choice is ours. Please, share this video with everyone you know. Let's spread awareness and start the conversation. Let's fight back. It starts with you registering to vote and actually voting.